There are a lot of mistakes that we made that I wouldn't want to see the young ones coming up to make similar mistakes. When you want to marry somebody, who said that you will not be able to see the abusive signs in the person? It's because of the love that is blind, that blinds our eyes, and we're not able to see the red flags in the person. If your man is going to be abusive, it starts from the time that you are courting. There are so many utterances that he will make. There are so many characteristics that he will show that you should be wise enough to know that this man can be very abusive. Because Eve is the rib of Adam, Adam can never lay his hand on Eve. Because the moment he lays his hand or a finger on Eve, he needs to feel the pain. If you are with a man who easily lays his finger and uses you as a punching bag and does not have any feeling, remember that there is someone out there who is going through that pain. That soulmate of yours is thinking about where to find his rib. And you, being the rib, have been used as a punching bag by someone who does not see you as his rib. If truly you are his rib, he will never even think of laying his finger on you. How much more consistently abusing you, playing wickedness on you, just because he thinks that what? You have invested enough and you can never just let it go. I'm yet to discover that a man laid his finger on his wife in the Bible. That we are using that for better, for worse, till death do us part, and unless somebody, commits adultery, that's the only way that you can leave him. The moment someone lays his hand on you, which becomes fatal, very dangerous, that can cost your life, maybe you should know that you don't need anybody to come and tell you that you have to leave. God speaks to us direct. Our instincts, our discernment. Everybody has a discernment of spirit. You don't need to read a portion of the Bible for you to know that this, because it's not everything that the Bible was able to, put down for us to follow. When you are courting or you are seeing somebody preparing to get married, and you want to know whether this person is abusive or not, the first thing that you will notice is that he becomes manipulative. He will always manipulate you, make you feel like your judgments are not the best. He should rather be telling you what to do. He should rather be controlling whatever you do. He should rather decide for your life. Maybe one way or the other, he's the one taking care of you. He has put you into school, or maybe kind of trade or vocation or whatsoever, and he's the one taking care of you completely. So no matter what he does, no matter what he says, you have to listen. My dear, you are entering into an abusive relationship. And if you don't leave, or you try to change things and you enter into marriage, that same manipulative person can start beating you up because you are becoming stubborn. If you're not ready to look at those red flags and think that you are so deeply in love and love conquers all, you get married and you will not even know where to and how to end it. It's so funny and sometimes painful that even an ordinary relationship, 2, 3 years or 4 years or 5 years relationship, ladies will be like, where am I going to start from? What about those who entered into marriage 10, 15 years and they have children with a man? They are thinking where to start from. And you being in a relationship that you don't have a child together, you are thinking of where to start from. Is it not better to start all over and meet the right person rather than marrying to the wrong person who is going to even treat you like he doesn't even care about your life? If you find out that somebody's utterances, his speech is always about, sir, if he doesn't take care, the way I will slap him, what he did to me, I nearly slapped him, and those kind of utterances, having a conversation with you, and he's always talking about how easy it is for him to lay his finger on somebody, his fellow man or whosoever. And because you think that he's not talking about you, you don't care. So far as he's talking about someone else, that he can easily slap the person or beat the person up, next time he can do the same to you. Or because he has not done it to you, so he can never do it. They are the signs that you will see in a guy that shows that he can become abusive when you get married. Do not lock yourself up in the marriage before you realize that you made a mistake. We all see the red flags. We all see the negative signs in men. But because of the love that blinds our eyes, we decide to ignore them. Now, this is before the vow. We are coming out bringing you these videos for you to at least be vigilant. Put all those emotions aside and start reading deep into the man that you are yet to marry. Because it's better for you to break outside marriage rather than entering into it. And when you enter into it and you see that it's becoming worse, who says you cannot start all over? When there is life, there is hope. If you don't value your life and you say you want to still be in it just because of your children will grow up and say that you are a disappointment. How can you keep on staying in such a marriage for it to affect us emotionally, psychologically, and even affect our education? Because those abuses goes a long way to affect the children as well. So if you think that you're protecting your children while you're still in the marriage, when you lose your life, they will blame you that our mother was not bold enough to leave. If you think that you need assistance from as to how you're going to start your life, we are all here to help. You can inbox me. If you think you're going through an abusive marriage, you can send me a message and we'll see how best we can help you. We will start from somewhere. What is keeping you in the marriage? We'll look at all those things and find a solution to it. These times or these days, the society, the church, and the family play a major role for keeping women in their abusive marriage. If you want to change everything, it should start from the family. If the family is always pushing you to go back to your husband, if the family is not complaining about your husband abusing you, or they think that you just continue to pray, keep on, you just be patient, keep on doing little by little, and your husband will change one day, and the family members are not going to even be strong and tell you to leave, and they are rather pushing you into it, we will continue to keep on advising that people should leave their marriage, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to solve any problem, because the family is the first point of call when it comes to abusive marriages. If your family, I don't know, but when you were a child, you would become stubborn and they will beat you up. But who has laid his finger on her grown-up daughter after a certain age? The moment you get to a certain age, your parents don't even lay their finger on you. So why should you allow marriage to make you look like a pet or maybe a little girl just because he came to marry you, he paid your dowry? And so what? Does this dowry mean that he owns you, he owns your life? So if a family is giving out their child or their daughter into someone's hand in marriage, and the family does not warn the husband to be that if you lay a finger on my daughter, I'll come and take her back. You don't own my daughter. You don't own her in any way. Just because you came to pay her dowry, you think you own her life. So during the time of the traditional marriage, it should be stated clearly that the day that you stretch forth your finger on our precious one, we are coming for her. It will at least keep men on their toes. If the church and the community are not going to reject the woman just because she has been a failure. Why should all the time a marriage failure be caused by a woman? Why should always a marriage failure be the reason that the woman could not fight enough to maintain it? What happens to the man? What happens to what the love that they need to show to their women? The love that they need to show to their wives? A man will go out there and cheat, comes back and abuse the wife emotionally, physically, because he feels insecure that the woman can do same. Or maybe a man will be thinking that the wife is so beautiful that he's so jealous. He doesn't want her to work. He doesn't want to go out there to socialize and meet other people. You're working and you have security people around you. You have a driver because they don't want you to drive alone to meet friends out there, and maybe someone else will come and value you and say that you are beautiful and you deserve better, because they are not really treating you well. They don't want to handle you well. They don't want you to feel like a woman and feel loved. Yet they don't want you to leave. It's like Konongo Kaya. They will not carry and they will not allow anybody to carry. They get so jealous to the extent that they not treating you well will never allow someone else to be ready to treat you well. So they become more manipulative, more abusive, and they like play on your intelligence. They play on your emotions. It's like a psychological game. They make you feel like you are good for nothing. Who is going to accept you the way now you have 4 children? Who's going to go out there and see? When you meet your soulmates, even if you have 4 children, they will love you as the way they would. They will love you. They will love your children because you belong to them. The one that you came fresh without a child is not even seeing the value in you. You have supported him to get to a certain level in life, and they are still not seeing the value in you. Yet they will keep on humiliating you and making you feel like you are good for nothing for any other person. Go and try and see. The moment you step your foot out of that abusive marriage, that soulmate of yours who is always bleeding because they have used you as a punching bag and he's feeling it in his rib, he will set his eyes on you and he will say that, wow, what a beauty. It looks like having you, I have the whole world. Yet the person that you were with did not even value you as even a peanut. When you die, you have left behind pain to people, bleeding of people's hearts, just because they see a beauty, they see a beautiful soul that has just been lost. Don't just save yourself. Save those who love you too. And know that you are being valued by someone else. Someone else is searching for you. Someone else is ready to hold you like an egg. Even after having children. Even after, losing everything. Even after whatsoever that you've been through. He's ready to take over and make you feel like a queen. Make you feel like somebody who has not even seen a man before. What are we talking about? For you to die? No. Someone who did not give birth to you, someone who did not create you, cannot just end your life like that. He will go and marry another one. He will go and marry another person. Even the time that you are still, you are still not being buried. A lot of women are lined up there, waiting to come and take over your home and see how they're going to treat your children, because they're also going to place themselves first before your children. And you see what you have caused. What is that? Anybody who lays his finger on you is not worthy of your love. Trust me. If you think of where am I going to start from, trust me, someone there is waiting for you. Unless you say that you wouldn't want to marry again, or you wouldn't want to find a companion to your life. But if you really want to, and staying in that abusive marriage, what kind of companionship are you having there? What kind of warmth or what kind of love are you feeling in that marriage? It's better to live now than to wait till you become an old woman. People live without asking anybody's opinion, because they know they know what they are feeling in their shoes, and they would decide what they want for their life. It is nobody's business, because you will die and those same people will say you should have left. But when you are in it, they will say that, oh, be patient. But when it becomes serious, your friends can tell you to leave, but you still don't have the courage. If you don't have the courage, we are here for you, to listen to you, to, coach you, to direct you as to where to start from, for you to make the wise, to make a wise decision. And if you have not yet entered into marriage, remember that marriage is a long journey. Don't overlook the signs. If you are seeing somebody who is so, boastful, he just wants to have all the attention. He wants to be valued more than any other person. He wants to even be valued more than you. Now today I am on the women. I did not come from both sides. I came for the women, because women are the weaker sex. No matter how stubborn we become or how we lay our fingers, it is not as painful as a man using all his strength to raise up that kind of heavy finger on you. So a woman can even strangle a man so hard that the man will never lay his finger on her, because if he is to knock her down once, it can cost her life. So treat us like we are fragile. Show us the love. Just that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just that man, love your wife, as the Bible says. So if you're in a relationship preparing to get married, and you see that the man is manipulative, the man is, trying to look better than you, trying to, disconnect you from your friends, disconnect you from your family, his utterances is always about, I can beat him up and I will strip, those kind of things about beating and abusing and hitting and fighting. You don't need that marriage. You don't need that marriage, honestly. So be vigilant, make the wise choice. Don't look at his properties, don't look at the money that he has to take care of you. You can also work hard for your own. You can also become independent. Become an independent woman, so that you will be valued. Don't depend solely on the man for him to think that without him you can't make it. If he sees that you can be on your own, you can work things out on your own, he will value you, he will treasure you, and he will keep you safe, so that you can use your intelligence, your smartness to support him. Until I come your way again next time, thank you for watching, and be expecting another video from me coming next week. So take care and bye bye.